Hello, my Flosstube friends. It's time for another episode. How is everybody this Friday? I am Annie Joy-Filled Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Come check me out over there. I don't post very much, but you can still check me out over there. And this is my channel about cross-stitch and other crafty endeavors. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Flosstube number 103, and it is Friday, May the 7th. So, if you are new here, welcome. I hope you hear something, see something. This is probably not going to be the best indicator of my videos. Those of you who love my long, lengthy videos, this one's going to be short. I have exactly 0 Joy-Filled Stashy stash. My plans are just keep stitching on what I want, when I want, sweet. And I worked on a grand total of 4 projects this week. It is what it is. So anywho, welcome back to those of you who are my good and faithful friends, Flosstube friends. This is a fun Friday Flosstube weekly update. So, first thing we're going to start out with is a hug. We do virtual hugs here because some of us just need a hug. We need to hug it out. Then we'll do a tiny bit of life update, and then we'll get into showing some stitching. I'll sing my Joy-Filled Stash song for those of you who like the musical interludes. However, there is none. There should be some next week. I think I have something coming tomorrow that I'll be able to show next week. And then we'll do our Angel Kindness card and do our last musical interlude. So let's come in for a hug. We do a hug on each side and then we hug ourselves. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, and hug. And then hug. And then hug. And take a deep breath. We made it to Friday. I know for everybody, this is maybe not the end of your work week, depending upon what your work schedule is. It is the end of my work week. It was a full week. I don't want to say it was a long week because that kind of sounds kind of negative. It was just a full week. It's Teachers Appreciation Week. I always leave that week feeling extra appreciated. Our school PTO does a fantastic job of just making us feel amazing. It's been warm this week, hence the Friday carpool hair. And to add to the carpool hair, this evening from 4 to 6 was our all-school picnic out at our other campus. Our school is split into 2 campuses. One is pre-K through 6, one is 7 through 12. 7 through 12 is out on a beautiful lake property. They have a lot of outdoors events, and this is our annual spring picnic. Super fun. So the families are invited to come. They have some food trucks, games on the lawn, but it's warm today, folks. It's getting close to 90. Thankfully, we're out on the lake, so there was some windish type things, which was nice. You might hear some smatterings of Barbie in the background. That is because Joy-Filled Little One is here this evening with me. My mom had a very, very busy week and has a very busy day tomorrow with some people getting food for grad events amongst their families. And so Joy-Filled Little One is here this evening, but she's in there eating some dinner while I'm filming this video. So we had a super fun blast at that, but it was warm. I did not plan accordingly because we were not going to go because it was not known that Joy-Filled Little One was going to be with me this evening until about dismissal time. And dismissal ended and I said, hey, you want to go to the picnic? Yeah, I want to go. I want to see my friends. Awesome. 2 fair-skinned ladies heading to the picnic out in the sun with no sunscreen, no hats. So we didn't stay too terribly long. We stayed long enough for ice cream and a little bit of face paint. Not for me, for her. So anyway, that was super fun. This week has been wonderful. We are well ensconced into May. Next week, I think we are down to 14 school days until the last day of school. Whoop, whoop. And so yeah, thank you also so much to those of you who, after I shared that I was going to be kind of changing positions, but I wasn't yet ready to say kind of what that was yet. Thank you to those of you who just like said congratulations and left me such wonderful comments. I really appreciate that. I'm still not prepared to share that yet because you never know if things might change or, you know, it's just something I'm not ready to share, but it's a really good thing and I'm super excited about it. I've kind of started sharing with kids a little bit, but it leads to questions of who's replacing my position and so I try to keep it not too much chit chat about it. All right, so let's talk about what I worked on this week. My whips, my works in progress. So I did keep out for a little bit. So He Came, which is a freebie chart from Plum Street Samplers. You can find it on Paulette's blog. You just search Plum Street Sampler Freebies. It will take you to the Plum Street website blog. A lot of them are quite a bit older. I think this one may have been from like 2014 maybe. But this is a great chart. Somebody asked me in the comments to share what colors I was using because they really liked them. So I will definitely share that with you. So I am using, because it calls for a black, a brown, 2 reds, a green, a gold, and a white. So for the black, I am using DMC 310 because there's literally 1 stitch in the black. So I didn't feel like it was really necessitated a fancy floss, but feel free to use one if you'd like. For the brown, I am using Color and Cotton Caramel Brownie, which is a really pretty kind of neutrally brown. Does have some subtle variegation. So for red number 1, which is the birds. Now, you can choose, I think, to do all the red as 1 red. I chose to do 2. So my bird, which is like the little cardinal, is in Color and Cotton Bing Cherry. Bing Cherry. I love that red. That's a great Christmassy red. And then my one that I'm using for the words, which is down in here, is Color and Cotton Cranberry. So it's kind of a purpley pink. It's really pretty. For my green, which is the trees, I am using Classic Colorworks Mistletoe, which is a really pretty green. For the gold, which is the star, I am using, and I think the beak of the cardinal and the feet, I'm using Classic Colorworks Queen Bee. And then for the white, I am using Color and Cotton Natural Cotton. As far as I know, these are all colors that are readily available. The Color and Cotton ones are readily available. I have the older tags because I've had these in my stash for a while. The Classic Colorworks are not limited edition or anything. This is on 28 count Lugana in old stationery from Seraphim Fabrics. I purchased it from Fire Poppies. And I put some more time into this, working on the words. So I think I had almost all of the words up here. So I've got Long Lay the World, and then I'm starting it on the words at the bottom. It is in my hoop wonky. It's not stitched wonky. And I just think it's such a fun stitch. I do think there's more snowflakes up intermingled with these lower words. I don't think I'm going to stitch them. I think once I get done with these words, I'm calling it good. So I may have this out some more. I may actually I'm going to take it off the hoop because I have other things I need to work on because I've got a lot of projects with birthdays this month. So we are in the month of May, and last year I participated in kind of the quintessential May event and started 23 new projects, and I have a lot of those are carrying over. So I am going to call that one good for now, but I typically bring out a lot of my Christmas and winter themed projects. Excuse me. I had a low battery warning, but I'm still, I think, good. I typically try to pull them out in July. So hopefully that will work. All right, so I did have 2 projects with birthdays. The first is an 11 More Studio Co sleeve. I think this one's adorable with the knitting sheep. And this is Cherry Hill Stitchery Bloom. And I am brightening up the colors from the called for. And unfortunately, this is a conversion I'm going to have a hard time sharing because it includes some Victorian mottos, which are not readily available. But I will share it when I am finished. This is on 25 count Lugana from Be Stitch Me, in granite. I'm stitching it 2 over 2. On the 28 count, I am also doing 2 over 2 on that one. And this is where I got to. So I finished out this flower and this flower, I stitched the centers, and then I came down here and did some of the detailing in the golden color. So, and I love to stitch my sheep in Classic Colorworks Shabby Sheep. It's a great color. And this is Gentle Arts Poinsettia. And I think this is possibly, where's my conversion sheet? It's a Dinky Dyes, number 164, so it's a really pretty golden one. So I worked on that on its birthday and then the next day. This one has a birthday of May 3rd. So I worked on that in the 3rd and the 4th. And then I had another one with a birthday. This is in a Diana. It is Kismet Stitches bag. I love the pretty little hair combs and how they look real vintage. It's a half-size chart bag. And this holds one that had a birthday this week also. And this is Teresa Kogut. This is Pray. It's based off one of her angel art pieces. This one is still on the hoop because I am still planning to put some more time into it. I think its birthday was yesterday, actually. This is on 28 count Ash Rose Lugana, and I am still working through the face, the colors of the face. So it is, for all intents and purposes, a lot of like full coverage. Like the only thing that is not stitched is this right here and this right here. So I do plan on putting some more time into this, so it is still on my hoop. Last project that I worked on is actually a new start. I am repurposing this bag. I finished Autumn Drum, so I could not keep this bag empty of a project. This is a So Much to Love. It's my fancy squirrel bag. And this one is holding a start along that I am hosting. Or stitch along that I am hosting. And this is Hands On Designs, Tom's Foolery. So if you would like to stitch this chart along with me, or start this chart along with me this month, or at any point, and post your progress on Instagram, use the hashtag TomFoolery, Sal, S-A-L. So this is on 18 count Aida from Color and Cotton in Swiss Coffee. I used pretty much the majority is the called for DMC. If I did not have it, I pulled something from my stash that was close. And so this is what I have so far of the house. This is supposed to be DMC 833. I did not have DMC 833, so I subbed in Gentle Arts Corn Husk, which I love that color. And so this is near the bottom of the house. This is going to be 2 windows and the door. So my goal would be, before I put this away, is to have the house main color of the house complete. There is one other color that runs through its like stripes. And so I am stitching this 2 strands over 1 on the 18 count Aida. And I am loving this. I know that Erin 2 Martini Stitcher was starting it. There are a few others of you who have said, oh, I'm totally in. I'm going to start it, but it may be later. Just post to that. Post your picture with that hashtag. Go follow the hashtag on Instagram, and we can look at everybody's progress and see what everybody's doing and what fabrics you chose. I chose pretty close to the called for because I want those colors to pop. The colors are incredible. I did post a picture of kind of a flat lay of them, but I will show them to you here. They are super fun and bright. I actually put them in rainbow order because, well, why not? So we've got this, I guess, is her skin tone, and then we've got some pinks. We've got some corally reds and corals. Pretty. We've got a bright yellow. There's that corn husk. Got some different greens, like 4 different greens. So lots of variety in the greens. Got some pretty blues. Got some purples. I mean, you've got just every color of the rainbow. And then you've got a lot of good neutrals. So a true rainbow of colors. I said this was like the circus of samplers. I still wholeheartedly believe that. Beautiful palette of colors, so fun, but I wanted to keep my fabric kind of neutral to let the colors really pop and sing. So, plans. Continue stitching on my projects that have birthdays this month. I actually have quite a bit. This all falls under my plan or not to plan, I don't know. My plan of hybrid monogamy. So I'm kind of being a little bit monogamous with a few of my projects, tomfoolery being one. My 2 whip goes being the other 2, which is Christmas Tree by Barbara Anna Designs and Garden Club by Blackbird Designs, which has a birthday, but it's not until the following week. And then on the days that I have something with the birthday, working on those, giving them some love. I think we're calling that the 2 martini method now, of stitching on a project when it's their birthday. So I have quite a bit. I did finish some of the ones from last year, so I don't have 23 to work on, but kind of close. I either finished or UFO'd them. And so yeah, that's about it. WhipGo, tomfoolery, and projects that have birthdays. I have tentatively said I might. I don't know that I have time, but I had thought about pulling out Advent Animals and restarting that series because I've stitched like 3 or 4 of them. Stitching some more on that series, but I just don't know. I'm kind of enjoying just the little bit of consistency amongst my projects. I'm having a really hard time right now. May is a hard month because we have so many things on the calendar for school. We've got stuff going on in our personal world, lots of events, lots of things. And so the stitching time is kind of negative. By the time I get home from work, do a Peloton ride. I'm opening a Gatorade. One moment, please. Do a ride if I haven't done one in the morning. Work on homework. Do showers, baths, read, prayers, bed, sing songs. I come in and I'm pooped. There are nights that I don't even hardly make it through one video on my iPad before I conk out. So that being said, the stitching is kind of minimal, but it's like the light at the end of the tunnel. When those 14 days hit, I do have typically more time in the summer. We have quiet time in the afternoon after we've done our like swim or whatever in the morning. And so I think that I'm just pushing through. And I know that there will be times that I need to, also I have on my mind of getting my stuff packed up in my room. Things like that. My dog is click-clacking on the floor. I don't even know why he's in here. He follows around the little one, but she's not in here anymore. I don't know. I'm just very interesting today. So at this point, I will say there is no joy-filled stashy stash time today. There is no joy-filled stashy stash time today because I have no joy-filled stashy stash. It's kind of sad. But it does show that I'm trying to be more thoughtful with my spending. And it also means that typically all my monthly stuff will show up at the same time. So that being said, there is no joy-filled stashy stash this week. So no enablement unless you liked the projects. However, one of them is a freebie. So there you go. Go get yourself some freebies off of the Plum Street Samplers website. There are some really stinking awesome charts on that website. So the final thing that we're going to take care of this evening is our Teresa Kogut Angel Kindness card. And I love these. They're fantastic. I highly recommend 52 beautiful angel artwork cards. This one, I think she's gorgeous. She was top of my stack. I love her little curly, cute, swoopy hair, her short little angel wings, her hallelujah, playing the little lyre or whatever we want to call this instrument. I just think it's beautiful. I love the earthiness of it. And on the back, it's just simple. Let music lift you up and fill your heart with joy. Enough said. Let music lift you up and fill your heart with joy. I know this was a short one, friends. I know that for a lot of you, you have mentioned that you love to just sit down and stitch by me. Well, if you only have 20 minutes of stitching time today, turn on my video and you will be perfect. It is a shorter one. I assume next week will be longer, just simply because I have more projects with birthdays. I have more things to show. So for those of you who stuck with me through this very short, very brief, but full of joy and love Friday video of mine. I appreciate it. We are getting super duper 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 like squeaky close to my 2-year Flosstube anniversary. That is coming up on the 19th, I believe, 17th or 19th, one of those days. I'll look at my calendar. I'll verify that. So I'm super pumped to figure out what to do for that because it's not on a Friday. So we shall see. And with that, I will share with you. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you get some X's in your projects, whether it be 1 X or 1,000 X's. Whatever brings you joy, brings you comfort, brings you peace, and you have time for. Stitch what you want when you feel like it this week, this month, and find projects you love and that bring you some measures of excitement and happiness, and stitch all the things. And with that, I will wish you so long, stitch well. I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, and I'll see you next Friday.